The old 48 Chevy conversion. Time to revisit it. It's been about a year, at least, probably, as this thing's been sitting. Because basically life happened. But that's a whole nother episode. And I've been told from only the couple videos that I've put on here that I never really explained what I did to the car. I just put a couple quick videos on, and I'm gonna try and finish this thing out over the rest of the winter and get it where it's going. So, which I don't know what I mean by get it where it's going, because it's mine, it's not going anywhere. But anyway, this car started out, I bought it at an auction, oh gosh, I'll have to look, been 10, 15 years ago. It was a sedan. Sat around my house for years. I bought it and took the suspension and the frame out from underneath of it and put in a 41 Chevrolet coupe I had, because it had a tubular A-arm Mustang 2 front suspension and everything. And I pulled this body off, put the other body down on it. The sedan just sat around. I tried to sell it a few times, you know. Craigslist back then, nobody really wanted it. Marketplace, tried to sell it a few times, $1,800, $2,000, nobody wanted it. So it just sat. I hadn't worked on any old cars or anything in years, or chopped anything, and I wanted to chop one of the 41 Chev coupes I have. So I got two of them. And I said, I'm going to get this old sedan out and like a refresher course for me. Chop the top a few inches. Just figure out if I still could do it. Still had it. So that's what I did. And it quickly spiraled into what I have now. So I could probably add some pictures in here. It just started out as a chop. So I chopped the top about 4 inches, and I thought, man, them sides look really fat. So I know what I'll do. I'll just section it. Take about 4 inches out of it too. And then once I did that, I thought, well, I'm gonna lay the back in. So I cut it down both sides, obviously, and shoved the trunk and the back window and stuff in. And I thought, you know what, it's got this body line that came all the way around. I got to staring at it. I thought, you know what, if I cut that back window loose, moved it down, took that body line out, that looks just like a fastback. Fleetline, I'm sorry. So that's what I did. The back window hasn't been manipulated, so I can put the stock back window back in it. I'll try and add some pictures of when I was working on it before. The side pillars on a sedan were straight. I didn't like that, so I wanted to make them angled like a Fleetline. So that's what I did. And one thing led into 10, and there we go. I rounded the edges of the trunk, sunk in the 59 Cadillac tail lights, made a roll pan for the back. And yeah, I've got some beating and banging and smoothing and stuff like that to do, but it's basically where it's going to be. I never suicided the doors with the after. I've suicided doors before, but not with the aftermarket hinges, so I suicided the doors. I had to cut the lip off the fender because, you know, the fender usually flips in. I shouldn't say fender. The door usually goes into the fender when you close it, but now they had to come out. I had to cut that lip off and pull it back so the door would open this way, but you get it. Cut, I believe, 4 inches out of the roof, 4 inches out of the sides. So then I had to cut 4 inches out of the hood. And I manipulated the hood hinges around, so I'm still using the stock hood hinges, and the hood opens and shuts like factory. It sounds a lot easier than it was. I had to cut the hinges down a little bit and bend them a little bit, but the hood does open and shut off the factory hinges. I bought a headlight kit to French the headlights. I didn't like how it landed in the car, so I ended up using the stock headlight bezels and made them work. I'm debating on curving the corners of the hood just to kind of round everything off. And I've been playing with different ideas on the grill. Now these are stock grill bars out of 2 different grills that I've put together, cut the ends off. I wanted to go with the Corvette grill teeth. I got some of them, but just, I don't know. I keep looking at this and I kind of like it. I do have to cut this back loose and move it down because it's mounted too high up, and probably go around it and stuff. And then now it's starting to grow on me. I need to smooth the edges around, and I'm debating on the front bumpers. You know, the front bumper is just one straight curved front bumper, and I'm making a filler. But I bought this Cadillac bumper probably a year ago, and it's got a nice shape in the front of it that resembles, I believe this was 54, 55 Cadillac, and the curve to it and the bend to it and the shape to it is really similar to the 48 Chev. So I'm thinking I'm gonna, and obviously it's about 8 inches too wide, and it's way too fat sitting on the front of it. So I'm gonna have to cut it down a little bit. But I think I'm gonna try that. I think I'm gonna try and make that work on the front of it. If not, I'll go another route. And I've tried 2 or 3 different grill ideas. Like I said, the teeth, this what I got going on here. I got this old piece here with the Dagmars on it. I think this is what I'm gonna stick with for now. So when I was doing the roof and the back and everything like that, you can see there's a lot of pieces cut into it and welded up and patched in, because basically I didn't know where I was going to end that body line, because the body line went all the way around. So I cut and added and put some pieces in and stuff, and I do have to dolly that out and fix that up, but that doesn't scare me. And I don't know, I kind of, this piece of the roof right here that I added in here came out of the back of a 53 Oldsmobile that I had. I cut that roof piece out because it had the curve going this way and this way. And this piece over here on the passenger side came out of the roof of this old 41 Chev that got wrecked. And I cut it out, put that in there. The reason I say that is there's a lot of good builders on YouTube. They have a lot of nice tools and stuff, but I don't. And a lot of people that we sit in here and watch some videos and stuff, they think you have to have all those tools to try and make something work. It'd be great to have them. And that's, that's a goal to work toward, to have shrinkers and stretchers and English wheels and bead rollers and all that stuff. But a lot of us guys don't have that stuff. But you can make pieces work off of other vehicles. This car, everything, this video thing. Everything I've done to it, chopped, channeled, it's all metal out of other cars and metal out of this car. There's no new metal in this car. There's no shrinkers, stretchers, English wheels. I don't have any of that. But you can do it. You can make it work. You don't have the biggest garage. You don't have to have the biggest garage, the fanciest tools. The first car I ever chopped was in my dad's driveway in the gravel with a Craftsman 110 welder on a 41 Ford when I was, oh gosh, it's close to 40 years ago. When I had long hair, when I had hair, I had a sweet ass mullet. I rocked a mullet. But you can do it. All you really need is a strong back and a weak mind, and you can make this shit work. You can, it's not the best. It's not perfect. But you can do it. So, all the suspension, I did all the air ride suspension, 4-link, put a Mustang 2 style front end in it. I never did 4-link suspension before. I never did air ride. I never did airbag suspension before. But, like a lot of guys, I got on YouTube and I watched Mike Bellows out of California, Old Iron Workshop out in Texas. What's that boy? Fisher boy up in Canada, Make It Custom. There's a lot of good builders on YouTube that you can watch. There's a lot of bad ones too, don't get me wrong. But there's a lot of people that I've watched to get ideas from, stuff I've never done before, and get motivation to actually get up and do something. Even Bad Chad. I know a lot of people like to bash Bad Chad, but he's got a lot of good ideas and stuff too. Now, there's a lot of guys on there that don't, but I'm not perfect either. Mark Fisher, I think's his name. And there's others. And there's a train. But this is what I got going on. I'm going to try and get in here today and try and fit a front bumper on this thing. Fix the top lip on this hood. I think I'm going to have to add about 1 inch to the hood to get it to match up and go from there. So that's it. That's all I got. Thanks for watching. Hope I explained myself. If anybody has any questions, just ask. I'll try and get to them. I'm not very YouTube savvy, but I'm working on it. Thanks.